You know, I had a lot of trouble finding a story for this speech. Then I realized I was living it. I need more dreams and less life, Fall Out Boy, and save rock and roll. I'm Paxton Wall, and every day I see future problems and broken dreams. My family is financially struggling, my parents argue, I have trouble talking to girls, my relationships with my friends aren't what they used to be, and I'm a straight A student falling behind in school. My passions no longer bring me joy, and everyone just seems to be generally hopeless, including myself. But every day, I also wake up and look in the mirror and see this light in my eyes. This light I love, and I see a world of possibilities. It's all my dreams and hopes, and it's the willpower to achieve those. And I wish to see this light in everyone. Sometimes it feels like I'm the only one with that light, and even though that light is dimmed most of the time, I've even tried to blow that light out because I didn't feel like it belonged. I didn't feel like I belonged. A friend of mine told me I don't want the light to be dim, but I won't change a light bulb. And so that's why I'm here to speak to you all today, because I want to prove him wrong. I want to change the light bulb. The first step to changing light bulb is to get a new light bulb. What better place to search for a new light bulb, that light, than the place that teaches us all the wonders of the world, the education system. Fortunately, while there isn't no better place, this place isn't quite adequate either. Schools are very inefficient at planting dreams in kids. If you ask me, I'd say they've crushed more dreams than produced. This dream-crushing industry is a result of misconceptions, miscommunication about intelligence, about success, hope, realism, and also about what we as a society and individuals need to be focused on, and that is pursuing our dreams. These problems are not just in schools, but seeing as most of our hope is spent in childhood, it only makes sense to talk about how the most prominent place in the lives of children are crushing dreams one day at a time. Quit daydreaming, kid. You need to get your cranium checked. You're thinking like an alien. It just ain't realistic. And pretend they just ain't make him angry with this. Eminem and Airplanes, Part 2 by B.O.B. This lyric is in a verse by Eminem. Eminem puts us in a world where he was a failure. In a world where he didn't dream, where he couldn't provide for his daughter, where he couldn't be a rapper, where he couldn't overcome the challenges of his crazy mother or people telling him he wouldn't amount to anything. A world where he hoped and he wished it, but didn't fall in his lap, so he ain't here. He pretends that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. Now I look at the world and I see everyone doing this, pretending their dreams will come true without pursuing them. I hear my peers do it all the time just by saying that they aren't smart, or that even saying that I, Paxton Wall, am a genius. A couple months ago, many kids in my class would say things to me like, "Oh, miss," or to my teachers, like, "Oh, miss, move Paxton up to the next grade, he's too smart for this." Or all the smart kids would flock to me for help on the more difficult questions or the more difficult topics. What I didn't understand is how I was so smart. Like, I was just doing basic things. These things I was required to do, I would just listen to the instructions, make simple connections, and solve the problem. That's what I've always done. At the same time, I was frustrated with the grade system in schools. If I'm able and capable to use the skills I'm taught, and I know the skills, I'm smart, then why do I have to prove it? Why do I have to prove to the government, to all my peers, to my teachers, that I'm smart? If I will be good in life because I'm smart. It will show in my future. So I got a pen and paper and asked the question, why do we measure intelligence? I answered it on the paper to see who's smarter. So then I asked, why do we measure intelligence? Or no, I said, why do we need to do smarter? Smarter people are more successful. Why? Because they contribute more to society. Why? because they know how to manipulate systems. Then I realized this is it. This is why I'm smart. I ask why. I ask why the why. I ask why the why the why. No one else is willing to dig deeper. I'm willing to go not 1 but 2 extra miles. And that's because I have dreams. I have vision. I envision a perfect machine or system, and I put the pieces together to fit the puzzle. And that's what I'm meant to do. So then I asked, why does it seem like no one asks why anymore? Luckily, I already had the answer. Because we've lost our hopes and dreams, and we've lost our direction. According to Penn State University, schools can diminish creativity by the teaching style they use. Most of the subjects in school, like math, science, history, English, they all require structured right or wrong answers. Creativity is the key to making dreams and passion. I mean, create is in the word. Why is this important? I wanted to know how to get people to start asking why again. Then I found a couple papers I had written the month prior about passion. From these papers, I came to the conclusion that we need an education system where education and learning is incentivized, where it's not forced through consequences like failing grades and late papers and all this. We need to stop asking how we can fix the problems, start asking how can we achieve our dreams. My dream is a world where there's an education system without grades, where there's an education system that we can pursue our dreams and benefit from it. An education system where there's no basic expectation except the one that you do what you want to do for yourself and for the world. And an education system that inspires these dreams, not crushes them. Now, how do I achieve that? See what I did there? I presented a dream, and instead of asking myself, what can stop me? I asked myself, what do I need to accomplish this? Now let's answer that question. How can I achieve my dream? With help from with the dreams of others, of course. Project-based learning. We have strength in numbers, Beartooth. Another song lyric. Around the time I came up with these ideas about intelligence and passion, I was working on an English project, and it was about, coincidentally, it was about the education system and how standardized testing hurts the jobs and education of teachers and students. One of the main problems getting this project done was getting my peers, my group mates, to help and cooperate. Eventually, I established myself as a leader to gain their respect, and we did it. But we needed to collaborate more. We didn't have synergistic goals, and we could have been better if we did. In all my classes, there is little to no interaction between students, and we need goals and skills that complement each other to accomplish our dreams. According to Buck Institute for Education, project-based learning is a method in which students gain knowledge and skills by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to an authentic, energetic, engaging, and complex question, problem, or challenge. Project-based learning and peer evaluations within the group will replace testing and grades in schools. Basically, project-based learning is hands-on learning. Now, I know many of you will be thinking, well, everyone's not a hands-on learner. As I get told this as a rebuttal all the time, and that's just plain wrong. But first, let's define what I mean by hands-on. Most people think hands-on learning is working with your hands, literally. Carpentry, mechanics, anything of the sorts. Construction. I believe hands-on learning is the direct application of a skill where it's practical. Math is hands-on learning when you use it to calculate numbers, when you need to calculate money, you calculate measurements. That's hands-on learning in math. Hands-on learning in carpentry is using a saw to cut wood. Fortunately, this project-based learning doesn't have much use in today's curriculum, but I have a solution to this. We get rid of the curriculum. Let's backtrack a bit. Back to that paper where I kept asking why. right here where it said, right after where I said, dumb people aren't dumb, they're just lazy, I said, if we get rid of the requirements, there's no system to manipulate. So incentive to learn can be planted, however, there must be structure in order to guide education and learning. According to Penn State University, quote, maybe it's time we teach what we teach and how. For instance, schools should start including a more diverse range of subjects in their curriculum. McLennan 2019. We could have art or poetry classes. We can even start teaching traditional subjects in a different way. Throughout my entire career of education, I've always enjoyed learning about everything, but a lot of time I felt I have little guidance in what I should be learning and what classes I should be taking in order to graduate high school. I want an education system that can advise us students on what fields we should go into as middle schoolers so that we can pursue our dreams. I don't want it to be job specific, and I do not want the choice to be made for us so that we can pursue our dreams. Rather, I would like to be evaluated and given suggestions on the field we should go into as adults for our careers so that we can pursue our dreams. That way, when we take classes in our curriculum that will both help us in our field and pick a specific job throughout middle school, high school, and college so that we can pursue our dreams. Additionally, I want to make it clear that I want these classes to be the curriculum, not part of it, not extracurricular, they are the curriculum. This is so students don't have to take core classes. For example, there may be a skills a student needs from a certain math class for their field, but not as many English skills, so they take average English course and a more complex math course. Or they might not even need either of those skills, so they don't take those courses at all. Or in another scenario, a student may have currently take skills from a math class, but not all the skills are necessary. So they have to cherry pick the skills nowadays. But with that way, we can specify courses so they only teach the skills for the job that they're gonna go into. Without those unnecessary skills, we can focus on pursuing our dreams. Let's all pretend airplanes are shooting stars, because we could all use a wish right now. We need more dreams and less light. However, we need the willpower to achieve those dreams. Our education system is the root of our society, and if it stays infected in this way that prevents us from gaining the nutrients that are dreams, then the grand tree that our society is will fall and die. We must make our education system less restrictive on creativity by improving our curricula in schools, school districts, and improve our evaluation systems of students and teachers through more collaborative methods such as project-based learning that are more accurate. If I haven't convinced you yet to have a dream and pursue it, you may be wondering, what's the point of it all if all my dreams fail? What is the point if I don't have a dream anymore? Well, the answer to that question is the meaning of life, my friends. If a dream isn't worth fighting for, then why do we dream at all? Awake at last and king of the world. The meaning of life is to pursue your dreams, to pursue your happiness. Because if you don't dream, if you just sit around wishing, you won't make it 100% of the time. But if you keep fighting, then you won't lose. And one day you'll win. Sometimes they only pay off before having any faith. It's when it's tested again and again every day. Fall Out Boy and Immortals. Let's pretend that Marshall Mathers never picked up a pen, that Dr. King never had a dream, or that I wasn't here on stage today, and instead I disappointed myself by not speaking my mind today. Our education influences our knowledge, and in the human world, knowledge is power. And the key to that power is to keep dreaming and seeking that knowledge. Anything is possible with the mind of mankind. The question remains, what will we do to stop holding ourselves back? When will we stop holding ourselves back? So what will you do to achieve your dream? What will you do to see that light in your own eyes? Thank you.